Welcome to Poker Ain't Life Podcast. It's your boy Bars Banger live. Shout out to PokerStars, shout out to the NAPT live event in Las Vegas. I'm here with Papa Poker, a great content creator, a brother with great energy. We definitely wanted to get an interview with him, so thank you for coming.
Bars, my pleasure. How about this NAPT? This is awesome. We're here on the final day of the NAPT, but such great energy. PokerStars. Have you done a tournament in Europe before?
Never.
Okay, so I've been to a lot of Las Vegas tournaments. It is not like the NAPT.
Right.
They bring Europe, they bring Asia. This is how they do tournaments overseas. There's parties, there's all sorts of pros you're hanging out with. Just a phenomenal, scene here in Vegas. So if you've never done, if you're not going to do a Europe or an Asia tournament, come to the NAPT, next year, because it brings this huge energy to the poker scene. I just love it. I love the NAPT. Beautiful. Shout out to PokerStars as well.
Definitely shout out to PokerStars. So we're gonna start out by what made you want to start a poker blog?
Yeah, so I'm Papa Poker, Jason Patton, and how I got into this vlogging thing is, at its core, probably, I really want to be on reality TV.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Right.
And man, if you go on reality TV, they want you to have a lot of followers.
Okay.
And so I'm like, how do I get followers? How do I do this social media thing? And then you read up on what to do, and they say find a niche that you love, cater content to that niche, and just go for it. And poker's sort of, that side hobby for me now. Is I love poker. Am I a top pro? No. Am I studying every weekend and trying to be? Yeah.
Okay.
And I do live here in Las Vegas.
Okay.
Which makes it easy. There's, the World Series of Poker here. There's the NAPT. We got the WPT coming up. There's just so much content at my doorstep.
Right.
That is just fantastic. So I've been playing poker since, call it 2007, 2008. My buddy said, oh, you want to go to Atlantic City and play poker? And my dad had played poker. My grandfather, supposedly, the family story was that he paid for his pharmacy school by, doing poker and picking up money through the poker scene.
Right.
So supposedly it runs in the family, who knows?
Right.
But man, I love this game. I love Texas Hold'em. I love talking about it. I love watching it. I'm watching Poker Go all the time. I'm watching the final table over here behind us.
Right.
It's just something that, I don't know, it doesn't feel like work.
There you go. Now, what was the biggest hurdle, whether it was emotional, financial, what was the biggest hurdle that you had when you endeavored to start your blog?
Yeah, so I think, and you'll hear this from anyone who gives advice, it's just you gotta start, you just gotta do it, you just gotta go for it. Starting is the hardest thing, and then saying to yourself, let's set a schedule of such and such a content that we're gonna put out. So I started in 2024, I took a trip to San Diego for the Run Good series.
Okay.
I entered the tournament. I entered this mystery bounty, and all of a sudden I knocked out one of the mystery bounty pros.
Oh, okay.
Knocked out an ambassador. All of a sudden I'm about to unveil a mystery bounty with a chance at $10,000.
Right.
This is content. These mystery bounties. Have you played a mystery bounty before?
I haven't. Not live.
Yeah, not live. And I do more live. I certainly play online too. Right. So I'm oh, hey buddy, can you film this? And so I rip open the envelope. The whole crowd is watching, and I open it up, and I win a $60 Poker Go free subscription.
Oh, and my God.
So I'm ready for the $10,000, and we win $60 now. Man, I've been subscribed to Poker Go since I won that. I'm watching TV all the time on my treadmill watching poker. So actually that sort of has worked out. If you've not watched Poker Go, if you don't have a subscription, I will renew when my 1 year comes up because man, just watching all these pros play poker, seeing their cards too.
Definitely.
It just gets you into this mood. So, and then I have typically always tried to go to ambassador events. So I went to this Run Good ambassador event, and I'm the ambassadors, they'll talk to me. It's their job, right? Their job is to be an ambassador. Right. And it was fantastic. Again, and you probably see this. Everybody in poker is so approachable. Right. They'll take time. You have to know the right times. don't talk to someone right after they bust out.
Exactly.
You know, find them on a break, find them ideally on a dinner break.
Right.
You know, Daniel Negreanu on his vlog always says the best time to hit him is actually at the table.
Okay.
Like, see when he folds, and then he's out of a hand, it's easier for him to, you know, do a quick hello then.
Nice.
Because he needs his breaks to go to the bathroom or get his dinner or get some sleep in.
Right.
So you sort of have to know when the right times are.
That's great advice. I like that.
But I found everybody so approachable. So then here at the World Series of Poker this summer, man, I was looking for meetup games and like where could I find people. So PokerStars held something here at Resorts World this summer for the World Series. And man, Spraggy hosted the whole thing.
Okay.
They did a flip and go with a free entry to this, you know, main event.
Nice.
So I ended up meeting the guy, Paul Ramos, who won that thing.
Wow.
He's still texting me. He's like, dude, I'm going to enter the main event. Are you going to be there? Come cheer me on. All the pros at that sort of meetup game here at Resorts World, they're all playing here and they're like waving to me again, you know, because they're seeing me again. So I have found that everything that PokerStars does, the poker community, if you've not been to a meetup game with some ambassadors, the Venetian opened a new poker room back in like July, August.
Right.
So they had a meetup game, and they've got the Solve for Why people. They've got you know, several different podcast people. They've got Farrah Galfon there, all playing with you. You know, I'm like going head to head with Farrah Galfon, and I'm all proud of my ace king, and she like raises me with tens, and then like later on, she like totally dominates me. Like I bet, continuation bet, she just you know, 3x raises me, and she's like ace king, right? And I'm like, how does this lady know that I have ace king? So I don't know. You know, being able to play against some of these people you watch on TV, being able to talk to them, I just find the poker community so much fun.
Definitely. I like your jersey.
Oh, there we go.
It's an amazing thing. Yesterday you amazed me by giving me some inside information on why, you know, you wear your poker jerseys at all the interviews, but let the people know why you wear your hockey jerseys.
All right, so deep down, if you met me at 16 years old, my dream was to be a hockey announcer.
Nice.
So I want to be a sports announcer. The only problem, my dad did not really want me to be a sports announcer. I think at his core, he like introduced me to Mike Emmerich. I don't know if you're familiar with Mike Emmerich, big hockey announcer, and he was telling me how he had a backup plan. And so I've done business and broadcasting as sort of two parallel careers. Probably should have just gone after one rather than sort of splitting between two of them. I actually went to school with the Golden Knights play-by-play announcer.
Okay.
And maybe someday we'll work our way into being a poker announcer. You know, maybe we'll switch it up. But really been a hockey fan my whole life. And then I'm trying to figure out how do I stand out at these poker events where, you know, I'm somewhat nondescript. So I'm going to wear a hockey jersey every time I play poker from here on out. And so I was going to make this custom one. I was going to say Papa Poker on it. And my daughter's like, Dad, that's so nerdy. You can't make like a Papa Poker one. And then I ended up one time just wearing my Pittsburgh Penguins jersey, and then I was like, I can't wear the same jersey every time. People are going to be like, what's up with that? So I have now invested in a bunch of hockey jerseys. I'm wearing Paul Kariya, old school Mighty Ducks here today. Now I broadcast Paul back in college when he played at Maine. Then he went to the Anaheim Ducks. Yesterday you saw me in like a Pittsburgh Penguins old school Winter Classic one. So I am investing in different hockey jerseys. If you think that there's a particular player or team that I really need to represent, let me know in the comments, and I will be reading for that, and I will invest. I will find at least one of the ones in the comments from this, and I will invest in that hockey jersey in a tribute to Bars, the podcast, and everything like that. So if you see me at an event, sporting whatever my latest hockey jersey is, let me know. Come say hi. And I don't know, it's sort of my interest in hockey. The other thing is, like here I'm wearing a Ducks jersey, so then everyone at the tournament says I need to play pocket deuces. Like if I get pocket deuces, I have to play them. I've got a Gretzky Kings jersey, Kings, sort of a good hand in poker.
Right.
But people say you don't have to just play kings, you got to play pocket nines, whenever you get those. So I always try and see if I can play the jersey number that I'm wearing as well, and throw that sort of mix into my poker playing.
That's beautiful. I like that definitely. What is in your travels, in your vlogging and interviewing people, what is one of the most surprising answers you ever had from interviewing? What surprised you the most when someone said something?
All right, so what I've done is, I don't know if I'm the most exciting person out there, so I'm like, let's find some of these people, the people who follow me on social media, at Papa Poker. I'm PAPA, and then for poker, I use the number 3 instead of an E, so follow me at Papa Poker, PAPA, POK, 3R. And when I talk to people, I feel like no one wants to hear from me. I mean, maybe a little, but like if you can see someone you watch on TV, or you saw someone who played on, Game of Gold, that's really cool. And if I didn't have a chance to go to Vegas, if I can bring that to you, that's something I try to do. So I am just knocked out of the World Series of Poker. This summer I went 0 for 7.
Wow.
Total disaster.
Right.
Now I play the low buy-ins, but I totally got destroyed at the World Series of Poker. And so I'm, knocked out and bumming, and all of a sudden Olga from Game of Gold walks by, and I'm like, Olga, everyone would want to hear from Olga. So now you have to try and engage appropriately. And I don't know, did you watch Game of Gold?
No.
Okay, well, check out Game of Gold. It's this sort of, they took a bunch of poker pros from GG Poker and other spots and flew to Korea and played a series of games that were poker and other games all mixed together. And you saw Daniel Negreanu and all these other different pros, competing against each other. It was a lot of fun. And one of the breakout stars was Olga. She's from Ukraine and brings this sort of energy, very aggressive poker style to her Texas Hold'em. And so she walks by, and I, only know her from watching her on TV. So I run up and I say, do you have time? Are you available? And she's like, what are you talking about? So I'm like, well, let's just tape. And so I'm like, Olga, what advice do you have? And this is definitely, sticky at the top of my social media if you want to check it out. And I don't even know if it's this PC, but she talked about when it was appropriate to bluff and when it was not appropriate to bluff.
Never bluff Asians, never.
And she gave some advice that was off the roof. It was my first video that went viral. Again, everyone loves Olga. Olga retweeted the interaction. She talked about advice on bluffing, what to do, what not to do. And it was just, so much fun. And yeah, it's surprising. If you see this, I don't even know if it's PC. I'm like, should I even put this up? Is Olga going to be okay? It's not really PC. She's sort of stereotyping different players. And I was like, whatever. And then,
viral.
In this world, if you're not PC, it goes through the roof. And she retweeted it, and she's been great. So definitely, when people give me advice that maybe I can take and put into my game, I love that too.
Beautiful, definitely.
So I have one other video. Should I tell you about my one other video? The other one, this is the one that's now at approaching 50 million views.
Wow.
As far as content is, and similar to today where the final table's going on, I'm at home and I'm watching the final table on TV and they're getting to the final players and I'm like, I live here. Let me hop in the car and just go down to, the horseshoe and watch the final table. And I need to learn to do it right, where you're getting the press passes and stuff. I just barnstorm the place and just show up. And I'm filming, and obviously some great hands there where Jonathan Tamayo, ends up getting the job done.
Shout out to Tamayo.
Yeah, he's just, fantastic. And obviously some controversy there, but, he made it through 10,000 people to get to that final table. And then, the hand the night before that he had, that he folded, and then the hands that he played, and obviously he's been hanging around here and been so great. So Tamayo wins it, and they have like a whole line escorting him to like a secret location to, you know, sort of decompress from just winning. How many $1 million did he win? Millions and millions of dollars. So I'm just sort of hanging out in the line following this procession, and I was like, wow, this is good content. Like, I'm at the end of the line, but if I were at the front of the line, this is like awesome. So I'm at the Horseshoe Casino, and they're going to the very front of the casino. I'm at the back of the line. I decide I need to get this shot. So I end up running, and you're in a casino. You don't want anyone to like arrest you or tackle you. I end up having to run left, run all the way down another hallway. I'm literally hightailing it like 3 minutes down the casino to get back to the front of the line and have this whole line approach us. And in front of Jonathan Tamayo are 2 security guards with like, rifles coming out of their backpacks, and they're protecting him. They've been protecting the millions and millions of dollars that were on the table. Then a guy from the WSOP has the bracelet. This is the main event bracelet, top-notch bracelet, just totally glammed out, like totally bedazzled. And so he sees me with the camera, and he opens up the bracelet and like gives me a view of it.
Wow.
Then Tamayo's right behind him marching along, all his buddies, so this whole parade, and they've got like armed security, the bedazzled bracelet, the WSOP winner. Obviously some controversy, about, who won, how they won, but Jonathan's so awesome, he did so great in that event. And the comments just went through the roof. Like, people are commenting about the rifles, they're commenting about the security, they're commenting about how it's more security than presidential candidates get, they're commenting about the bracelet. And then at the very end, like, one of the security guys tries to like shove me out of the way. I mean, he's just saying, move out of the way, get away. And so, such a riot. I ended up messaging with the guy who shows me the bracelet, and he said, "Thank goodness you did this, Papa Poker. I had hired a camera person, but they were just marching next to me in line. You can see them in the video. They were nowhere near the shot." He's like, "It's so great that you ran down, got the shot." And it's a 20-second piece, so check it out for 20 seconds. But the comments, everybody's going back and forth about the taxes that Jonathan Tamayo has to deal with, about how he played, should he have done this hand this way or that. So it's been a lot of fun to interact with players, be here. I went to journalism school, so I'm always trying to like remember what my journalism professors taught me way back when, and having fun and bringing content. If you can't come to Vegas, one of my jobs is, be a Vegas advocate for you. Film some stuff that you can see. I do it in like 20-second, 30-second hits, but that you can feel a little bit a part of what we're doing here with poker.
Definitely. So besides Vegas, what other places do you love to travel to?
All right, so one of my really big bubble disaster stories, I was overseas in Asia, and I don't know, have you heard of flag hunters?
No.
All right, so I got really interested in this concept of flag hunting, which is on Hendon Mob. They track every cash that you make in a certain big event and what country. So then the number of different countries that you get, they have like a scoreboard. So maybe you can't win $10 million or $20 million like Jason Kuhn or Daniel Negreanu. So you can chase these different flags in different countries as part of your travel. And so then if you cash in a tournament and then it pops up on your Hendon Mob, they'll add one extra country to your thing. Now, there's guys who have like 20-some. I'm not going to get to 20. Like, I'm still, I think, just the US right now. I have cashed in Canada, but it wasn't a Hendon Mob event, so I should be at 2. But whatever. So I'm overseas, and I'm checking around. Is there any tournaments that weekend? China Poker Games is happening that weekend in like this tourist island at the very southern tip of China.
Wow.
And I mean, really, poker, I don't even know if poker's legal in China, but like they have some sort of coin system where you play in the app, you win coins, but then if you go to this island at the southern, part of China, that you can play in a tournament for cash, but if you invested. So I'm like, oh, can I play? And these flag hunters, they would plan it out. They'd like, a month in advance, work with the organizers and do that. I was like trying to do this the Wednesday before, like just
Right.
totally seat in my pants.
Right.
Can I play? And they're like, well, no, you can't. It's too late. You know, you need to do this like weeks and weeks in advance. But if you go on the app, and coins cost like $75 or something, you can take your coins and try and win a seat, you know, just like we do online, winning seats to a tournament. And it was really interesting. It's just like this PS Live app that they have here, where you have to sort of put the phone up to your face and like move it left and right, and prove that you're a real person. So I'm on this app trying to win my way into the China poker games. 420 people. Whenever I play online poker, I'm on the treadmill. Like I got to multitask.
Oh, okay.
So I'm walking on the treadmill in this app trying to play 420 people. I got down to the top 30 and they gave tickets to the top 16.
Okay.
At 30, I'm like, all right, I got enough chips. I just need to hold on. Hold on. Fold, fold, fold. But everyone's doing it. We're all folding. We're all taking the time. We get down. They give 16 tickets out. We get down to 17. This big stack, man, he'd been pushing me around. I had ace queen. And so I went all in against his ace queen. Really, I could have folded my way to 16. The blind pressure was crazy. And then he spiked a 4 for pair of 4s with his like jack 4 or something. And I never went to China poker games.
Wow.
So I bubbled like literally the last person to bubble out.
Wow. And didn't have to.
So I never got to fly to China poker games. So then now, I'm like, all right, what can I do? I can't flag hunt. I can't fly all over the world. So inside scoop for everyone. Again, follow me on social media. I'm going to put this out in like a month.
Okay.
I went to New York City in the past month, and then I drove to California and just played poker along the way. I'm like, you know what? I can't fly to all these international countries. Let me try and play poker in like as many different states on one trip. So I played up at Turning Stone and River Schenectady in your neck of the woods to sort of do the New York thing. Played in all the Philadelphia casinos. And then just in each state as I drove across the country, made sure to find a poker room and a poker tournament and played. And you know, it's so interesting. This game is, I don't know, so democratic. Like, you name the person. I drove up to Chicago to play. The Chicago players were phenomenal and had such a different sort of in-your-face style versus maybe the middle of the country. So, and New York, you know, Turning Stone, everybody is like really top-notch player. So just a lot of fun. I wrapped up just the other day in California at the Gardens and in a 250-person tournament over at the Gardens. And I don't know, it's just, I really love the whole community. Wherever you go, you can sort of make friends, meet people just through cards.
Definitely, definitely. What advice would you give someone that wants to, you know, really invest their time and energy, money into starting a blog? What kind of advice would you give them?
Yeah, so I think one of the keys is to figure out who you are and how you fit in and how you can be yourself in what you do. I think that people always gravitate to people who are being their real selves.
There you go.
And so, you know, again, like I watch all these vlogs and these people are funny and they're humorous or they have this, man, I'm not funny. Like, whatever, I can come up with a joke here and then, but it's like, how do I be the real me? And so for anyone out there doing a vlog, I recommend the same thing, which is you have to be the real you and then tap into something that is the real you that sort of connects with the community. I mean, there's so many different angles. You know, I only do Texas Hold'em, but like there's all these mixed games out there. You know, I would watch a mixed game expert or, you know, someone who's teaching me mixed games. But what is your niche in this community and how can you figure it out? You know, is it travel? You know, is it flag hunting? Is it, you know, the worst bust outs? Something.
Find something that brings
What is your
value.
advice that you give to people?
Definitely one of the things you said earlier, just start. Right.
Okay, that's true.
Start, be consistent, take it seriously, and if it's something that you love, like we love poker, right? I've loved it since I was a teenager. So another great thing you said is that when you're doing something you love, it doesn't feel like work. right? I love to do it. If I could just leave everything behind except for my daughter, right? And travel around the world and just do this and play poker, it would be a dream life. I wouldn't have any regrets. So if you really love something, go for it. Be consistent. And I love the authentic part. Be authentic and find what is gonna differentiate you from other poker bloggers, because you want to stand out. So definitely, that'll be my advice.
And have you been filming? I think the other thing is people love to watch people play hands.
Right.
You know, that at the end of the day also, like seeing people play hands. Have you filmed playing hands or anything like that? So one thing that I saw this guy online doing is he got those meta view glasses.
Right.
And so then I invested.
There you go.
I invested in these meta view glasses because I was traveling across the country. I'm like, all right, let's check these out.
Right.
And so let me sport these, all right? So I don't wear glasses.
Right.
So that's unusual here. I've just got like the sunglass version. Now the big problem, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get these glasses, I'm gonna film people or film hands and look down, and there's some guy like Reno Grinder who is like using these glasses for sure, and I don't know if he wants me telling everybody but check him out because he's got the glasses and making them work. The problem is you buy these glasses and they have a giant light pop up while you're recording.
Right.
So that doesn't work. So then I had to get out like the black tape and like tape over this light. And then I much prefer to just go and ask people, would you mind if I filmed with these and things like that. But I have not figured out a way to do it. Like I bought these glasses. I thought that it would be great for like sort of, you know, day in the life content. But really you can't spontaneously just be recording your whole life. It doesn't work. This light thing and like getting permission from people to view, I don't know. So
now, do you have to get permission from the different poker rooms? Like say you're using to play poker, you have to get permission to use them to film?
Yeah, so the interesting thing here is here at the Wynn, they seem pretty receptive to letting people film cards. Then there's a couple other spots in Vegas, but I feel like the Wynn has really embraced it. Where if you get permission, you can do it. I have not done that yet. I am heavily a tournament player, and usually they are more open to it in cash than in tournaments. But I think it's coming. You know, I was asking the Venetian when they opened their new room, hey, can I film? And they're like, no. But I think it's still coming. Like it's going to come, and I would love. So as I've traveled, I'm just taking notes on all my hands and planning to recreate them all. You know, with sort of like some sort of screen where I've written down as much information as I can, and at least people can get a feel of what I'm doing in a tournament.
Right. I like people that Andrew Nemi. Shout out to Andrew Nemi. He does a thing where he'll take a break, right, and he already has it down, and he uses his graphics to tell. He's talking to you about the hand, but the graphics are showing you his cards, the opponent's cards, the flop, you know what I mean? So great things like that. So sometimes you can't get every hand, but if you have a mechanism to record, you know, your hand histories and then relay them to the people later on, that's definitely a good thing. We always end interviews with a single question. They ask everybody that comes to the podcast this question, and I think it's a very profound question. And the question is poker life or is poker not life?
Is poker life or is poker not life?
Or is poker isn't life, or poker ain't life?
So I went to school, and one of the things I'm most proud of is I took this class on negotiations. And they said, you know, whoever there was like 80 of us in this class, and they gave us this wine business, and you had to go and break into groups of 2 in this negotiation class, and then sell the business or not sell it for X amount of money. And you had all this data and this case study and information, and you tried to sell it. And so 40 of us all went into this negotiation, and we came back and we reported our results. and whatever, it's sort of dumb luck. I sold my business for the most amount of money successfully out of all these 40 people who were sellers in this class.
Right.
So the teacher then gave me a bottle of wine as the top negotiator in this class. And there is so much about negotiation in poker, imperfect information, figuring out how to read people, and bring this into business. And I am a business person. That I think poker is life. The skills that you take from poker. Life is negotiation, poker is negotiation, all of this comes together. So I love, I find that I'm sharpening the saw at the poker table for what I'm doing in the business world, for what I'm doing, at the store, at the hotel desk when I'm asking for an upgrade, reading people, knowing how to sort of position things. Poker is life.
Poker is life, you heard it here first. Follow Papa Poker, and we'll see you on the next vlog. Thank you for having us. Shout out to NAPT, definitely shout out PokerStars and Resorts World. Thank you. Live from Vegas. We'll see you on the next one.